Hello everyone, welcome to NintenDormant, the podcast where we discuss Nintendo games that have been left on the shelf. If you enjoyed the show today, please do like and subscribe. If you're listening on a podcast app, please do rate and comment and follow us, help us to grow, and just tell your Nintendo-loving friends about the show. I'm your host, George Banks, and I'm joined as ever by my resident guests, John Cartwright and Josh Goldie. Josh, hello!
Hi!
Hello!
Hello, Happy New Year!
Ooh. Yay! Woohoo!
Now, I'm bidding you a Happy New Year, but I'm kind of sort of saying that with a bitter taste in my mouth, because we have recorded together this year already on New Year's Day. It's over on Josh's Nintendo Chronicler channel, so please check it out. It was a 2-hour chat about 21 new Smash characters that we'd introduce, and you two brutally vetoed Muddy Mole from Mole Mania. And I still don't think I'm over it. Yeah.
You're missing out the context. There's good reason behind
There's no
this.
context.
Yeah,
There's
he doesn't
no
deserve
reason
to be a fighter.
That's disgusting. And I feel, I'm very fond of you both, but I do worry that it's done irreparable damage to our friendship. So we'll see if we can get through those murky waters. But
maybe when we have a discussion about Smash 8.
Okay. Then
15 years. Then Muddy Mole might have a chance.
Yeah, in another decade.
That's hideous. He's gonna have at least 3 other games. We've pitched some perfect sequels for him anyway, so go back and hear our lovely sequels. We've reached out this year as well for the first time, sort of just asking on YouTube about anything that people want us to discuss as our first topics, and I feel quite attacked from our first one because Pastel Planetoid said, who would win in a fight, Tiki Tong or Kiddy Kong? And if you are a new listener to the show, I am not fans of these characters. I mean, I loathe Tiki Tong, and John, I think you feel the same way about Kiddy Kong?
I'm not fond of the guy. Yeah, he's a little freak when you think about it, isn't he?
Yeah.
'Cause he's larger than any baby I've ever seen in my life. He's larger than Dixie Kong. And he masquerades as a baby with a dummy and a onesie that doesn't fit him. He's a little freak, and I think he deserves to be put in a cage and probably pushed in the ocean.
Now, here's the worrying question: do we think
just a light hate
that he's just a sprinkling of hatred there? Do we think he is a fully adult Kong who basically
Absolutely.
cosplays? You think he's an adult Kong who cosplays
It makes him
as a
drastically
baby?
worse because he's clearly not a baby.
That is hideous. Who birthed that? Josh, as the person who potentially has the least amount of hatred for these two, I feel like maybe you should answer this question about who would win in a fight.
Well, so, the thing here, right, is that Donkey Kong was able to beat Tiki Tong. Mm-hmm. And Donkey Kong was also able to beat K. Rool.
True.
Kiddy Kong was able to beat K. Rool.
Ergo,
Kiddy Kong should be able to beat Tiki Tong.
But how much of that is owed to Dixie? I think she did all the heavy lifting. He just cried.
She definitely did all the heavy lifting, given how big Kiddy Kong is.
He just cried and then went, "Oh, change me! I'm a naughty baby." Even though he's a fully grown
I hate
adult.
this. You know what?
Despise
I hate this. I'm going to say
Hideous.
Tiki Tong. I'm going to say Tiki Tong. Tiki Tong is cool and epic and should come back, and Kiddy Kong can remain away.
True. He's a theme park icon.
I hate that.
It's true.
I genuinely hate that I can't hang up on you both sometimes. Okay, so we're saying for the greater good, we're saying Tiki Tong in this instance.
Yes.
There we go.
Smash him, Tiki Tong.
I hope you're happy with that answer, Pastel Planetoid. And then we have another one from our friend of the show, Talking Sock, who says, would we rather IP introduced on the Switch and 3DS keep from dormancy on Switch 2, or have an equal amount of new IP introduced on the Switch 2? So I think what we're saying there is series that were introduced on the Switch and 3DS, do we want to see more entries in those series, or would we rather Nintendo brought us new IP?
So I'm always a big fan of new IP, but I like seeing my obscure games get picks. And there are some decent games on the Switch era that I think should get sequels. ARMS and Astral Chain are probably the two big ones.
Yeah.
If we're factoring in the 3DS, you've got Pushmo and Box Boy, which are great puzzle games.
Yeah.
Sakura Samurai. You've got all these 3DS-ware titles. I'm trying. Tomodachi Life was a DS game actually. Yeah.
It's also coming back.
I find this pretty easy, to be honest.
Go on.
There's good, Josh is listing some really great franchises there, but I think I'll trade most of them for something new.
Really?
Not because they're bad, just because I think I'm satisfied with what they've done already.
Right.
I would love Pull Blocks to return, but I think it would just be another Pull Blocks. And to be honest, I was always a lot more fond of the original Pull Blocks rather than the full blocks and the full blocks. I'd trade them for something new.
See, the thing for me though is that new IP, it can be really hit or miss, right? So you might say it's like the monkey's paw thing, is it? Like, say, no, give me something new, give me something exciting. But then some of the things that you do get that are new are Metroid Prime Federation Force, and you go, ooh, I wish that hadn't happened. I actually think it's got some merit. We talked about it on the show. Let's not get into it now. I don't know. I quite like the idea of existing things being shaped and created and changed in new ways. You know, if you think about that, if you'd said, oh, Pikmin 1 could have just been a one and done, you wouldn't have got these, you know, wonderful games that followed that changed very small things within the gaming series itself, but that sort of change fundamentally changes your approach to the game. And I think having that chance to kind of breathe and adapt and become something new, I don't know, I think that's quite exciting. I suppose if it's worth saving the ones that were new on Switch and 3DS. So, you know, we said things like ARMS and Ring Fit and Dylan and Triforce Heroes and Astral Chain. You know, are they worth continuing at the expense of maybe something new?
There's definitely some games taking the very middle of the road approach here. There are definitely some games that they introduced that should get sequels, like ARMS and Astral Chain, and then others that I'm fine with them being one and done, like Good Job and The Stretchers. So, it's like, if I could pick and choose, I would
you can't pick and choose. No,
them for new ones,
it's
and then a couple of them get new additions. I suppose just given the massive quantity of new IP introduced in the 3DS and Switch eras, does feel kind of one and done. I'm willing to take the gamble. The new IP they introduce are probably going to be, you know, could have a chance of being more interesting.
Yeah.
If we're getting, like, equal amounts.
I've been outvoted. It's Muddy Mole all over again. I'm devastated.
Well, we need to embrace one and done sometimes. Sometimes it's okay for a franchise to just have closure, to be finished with one entry. Mole Mania, for instance.
It's a perfect game.
It could be done again, but what are they going to do to top it?
What are they going to do? They're going to put him in Smash Brothers. Yes.
Look, George, think of it like this. The more Dormant series there are, the more episode ideas we can do.
This is true. In which case, leave them in the dust and give us new games so the podcast can live forever. Last thing we'll touch on before we get to the quiz. So Animal Crossing is getting its update next week, which is why we're doing an Animal Crossing themed episode today. Are you guys excited for all the things that's going to be dropping in the new? It's not even DLC, just in the new update.
This week, technically, by the time everyone's listening to this.
Good point, Josh. Horrific. It's coming out, I think, tomorrow. We got loads of things. Yeah, there's like the Resort Hotel, item storage, the Resetti service. I'm excited about Slumber Islands. I really like having like a new little island from scratch. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I think for me, I'm like interested to see it. I'll probably boot Animal Crossing up next weekend and just like see the resort and the new stuff. But I'm very unlikely to stick with it in the long term. Like, I'll scan the amiibo to get the Zelda characters and the Splatoon characters come to my island.
Nice.
I'll decide if there's a villager on my island I don't like, I'll get rid of them and replace them with one of them.
Basically, hi guys, I've not been here for 3 years. You off, and then that's it. That's it.
I've got to get Toolin here. Okay?
Excellent. Yeah. No,
Toolin's arriving.
That's fair enough. John, are you gonna be booting it up?
I'll boot it up. Whether I'll stick with it is another question. Yeah. One thing I'm really excited for is the load times are like really bad on New Horizons.
They're pretty bad.
And so if Switch 2 Edition can just make them fast, like just if going into your museum and going to another section doesn't take 5 seconds to load with each room, that's pretty huge. And the game takes like over a minute to start when you click the icon.
That can't be true. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe actually. Man.
Yeah, there's a big there's a little icon in the corner of an island that flashes for a while. You get the title screen. It goes back to a black screen again. You get Isabelle introducing, goes back to a black screen again. It's a really long loop.
Yeah. I'm not sure if lockdown I spent maybe 450 hours of lockdown playing that game, and I just don't know. I don't know if I need to return there. I love it. I love dropping in on my island every so often. I think, my daughter's interested in the game now, so I think if I start a new island with her, then maybe that will kind of grip me back in. But if it does feel like an update which is maybe 3 years too late.
It's also lacking Puzzle League. What's the deal with
That's
that?
true.
Where is it?
No Puzzle League.
Put it in there. Yes, we can play some classic games, but yeah, no Puzzle League.
It's the only way to play those classic games on Switch without the borders, which is hilarious.
I know, which is really funny. I mean, that's a good point. The classic games, I might see, like, maybe I'll play a bit of the new mode just and unlock like a single classic game just to see which one I get.
Yeah.
Maybe it's panelled upon. then I can play it in.
Yeah, I guess Puzzle League is in there.
And then after I've got the one, I'll probably stop.
I'll get the Virtual Boy. I'm pretty sure there's a Virtual Boy in there. I'll get the Virtual Boy and then I'll stop.
Oh, geez, Virtual Boy's coming out in like a month, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah,
We've got to pick which Virtual Boy we're going to do for the show. There's so many that we can bring back.
Which of the many Virtual Boy games do we do?
Those perfect one and dones. Which are we bringing back?
Well, Mario Tennis is getting a sequel in like a month
can't
as
do
well.
That. This is true. There's Red Alarm. There's Telero Boxer. There's loads of others that I can't even think of right now.
Funky Bowling.
I tell you what we'll do. Nestor's Funky Bowling. We will run a poll over on our Patreon. We do live records every month, so you can go there and vote on which Virtual Boy episode you would like us to do. And Animal Crossing, yes, it does have an exciting new update. It's a game that we might be returning to, it seems like, but we are going to play another little game right now. Yes, it's time for the NintenDormant Quickfire quiz. 2 rounds, fastest finger first, followed by player pass with upper points. And as always, John and Josh will pick their buzzers, the first buzzers of 2026. They should be good. They should be great ones. No pressure, but they've got to be the best buzzers you've picked. John, what buzzer are you going with?
I'm gonna go with a little duck quacking. Quack.
Sure. Yep, that is the best buzzer you've ever picked. A game duck or just a duck?
Oh, just a duck.
Just a duck.
A duck from nature.
A
Yeah.
duck from nature.
Yeah.
A duck
Record
IRL.
bespoke duck song.
Excellent. Yep.
Sound.
Can do it. I've got it. It's going to happen. Josh, what buzzer would you like? Are we doing a natural sound or are we going something hardcore gaming?
I mean, I was going to say the sound of Mr. Rossetti.
Ooh. Yeah.
The entire
Furious.
Just his whole spiel. I can do that.
I want the sound of you just realise that you forgot to save.
He's
coming.
You want a real life...
And he's coming.
Okay, so you want basically me going like, ah! Okay, I think I can do that. I can do that. Something in my brain banks, John, is telling me we've had a quack on the show before. I feel like Kate Gray asked for a quack woof on when we did NintenDogs.
Oh, do I have to?
It's a pure quack. It's not a quack woof.
Yes, you're gonna have to one up it.
Yeah, I mean, do you want a quack meow, or are you happy with your pure and simple quack?
I would like the sound of a duck quacking.
Yep.
But in like a confused, not quite confident way.
No, it's not an achievable thing. All right, I'm just using that. Hey, Josh, that was excellent. I'm just using Josh doing that. That's it. It's done. We have our buzzers. What names have you picked for the board today? We have John Cartdice and Amijosh.
Just say Amijosh.
I'm just saying Amijosh. That's fine. Good. I mean, I was about to say great names. Are they? They're goodish. They're goodish names, guys.
We've had worse.
We have had worse. To be fair to you, you have been more terrible before. Okay, fingers on buzzers, please. John Cartdice and Amijosh. Question 1. Here we go. During board game mode in... I've forgotten the name of our game. During board game mode in Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, players are competing to collect the most of what to win the game? Ah! Ooh, it's Amijosh.
I was going to say bells, but it's not bells, is it? It's like happiness.
Oh, it's so
like
close.
Love,
it's close, but it's collecting love. Give me your love.
Maybe.
I can't give it to you. John, do you know?
I would have said bells. I've not played this game before. So
Okay, amazing. Fingers on buzzers. I'm going to give you multiple choice. Are you ready?
Okay.
Yes.
So you are collecting the most of what? Is it A, happy points, B, bells, or C, turnips? Ah! It's Amijosh.
Well, happy points.
Yeah, it's obviously happy points because of what you said before. Yeah, brilliant. did kind of give it away. Maybe could have made it more interesting with the multiple choice. I was just going with what I had down. Yes, you are collecting happy points, and you can also trade in bells for happy points. I don't really know what message that sends to the kids playing about money and happiness.
Happiness.
Just
It's
buy
all right,
it.
kids.
Just buy
Buy
it. Don't worry
happiness
about
like you can buy turnips.
it. John, if you've not played the game, I don't
Yeah.
fancy your chances in the quiz because it is.
I'm confident that I'm going to win.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair.
All right.
I'd be confident in John because a part of me forgot that the questions would be about Amiibo Festival.
Incredible.
So
All right.
I'm also unprepared.
We are off to a rocking start in 2026. We are all guns blazing. All right, buzzers reset. Question 2. Here we go. One of the game modes involves tapping an Animal Crossing amiibo to drop characters onto what object? Is it a... I'm just going to do multiple choice for them all. Is it A, islands, B, logs, or C, balloons? Me, Josh.
Oh,
Is it not just islands? Like,
No, it's not islands. John,
Islands?
do you know?
I thought the word islands sounded wrong because islands was a New Horizons concept. Before that, it was just towns.
oh no, they have islands.
So my educated guess is balloons.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't think of a good... Dropping on logs would be a bit vicious for an Animal Crossing game, especially if they landed awkwardly. Yes, it is called... I think it's called Balloon Drop, and you have to tap the amiibo to make the character appear and then drop on balloons. And then I do think they eventually fall onto islands, but I think it's it's fair that it's called Balloon
So
Drop. You're
the
dropping them onto
entire game
balloons.
is scanning your amiibo and it falls onto a balloon.
As far as I understand it, yes. This is a game that is not well documented online, and I too have not played it. I've watched a lot of videos about it, but yeah, it's a confusing mess. 1 point each. Question 3. Fingers on buzzers. Here we go. In Desert Island Escape, amiibo are used to drop 3 villagers onto a desert island where they must fashion what to escape? Is it? Oh, Josh has buzzed in with nothing. Go on.
A raft.
Yeah, nice. It's a raft. You've got to
See, look, you scan amiibo,
scan
and
amiibo.
you drop onto an island.
Yeah.
No, but let's not.
I have played this mode because
See,
they
I did
salvaged
say-
it in New Leaf.
I did say one of the game modes in the previous question. I have not phrased that well, but no, I'm giving the point to John. I'm going to make the quiz more interesting. I'm giving the point to John still. Yes, you have to collect logs and make a raft.
I have played this mode in New Leaf
Right.
because they
Yes.
salvaged it from
They did.
Amiibo
Did
Festival. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
realise
So
that.
they drop you and you have to collect logs. And maybe there's like enemies and stuff as well. And you have to. Do you have to eat?
Enemies and
You have to eat
it's
the
a
enemies?
survival
Yes.
game.
Yeah, that's it. Right. Yeah, you have to murder and cook enemies. That's
There are poachers.
Yep.
Kill 'em.
Yeah, who just come along for the anthropomorphized animals. Excellent. Are we going to talk about the other Animal Crossing thing that's all over BlueSky at the moment, or I feel like we probably shouldn't?
I'm not sure what
I
you're
don't
referring
know what
to.
you're on about.
Good.
So,
I'm glad that you don't, and I'm sad
Unless
that
it's
I
something
know.
to do
I'm
with
curious
Isabelle.
though.
We're gonna. You can look in the break between the quiz. Don't do anything else.
I do know what you mean. Actually, I do know what you mean.
Okay, we'll discuss whether or not we should bring this up. Pause on that. Question 4. Fingers and buzzers. Here we go. So, one mode sees villagers collecting an item to help them escape a garden besieged by an out-of-control Tortimore lawnmower. But what are they collecting during this mode? Is it A, acorn?
John bugged stuff.
Oh, John's buzzed.
He's gone for it.
Is it apples?
It is not apples, John.
Okay.
Josh, are you ready? Is it A, acorns, B, bells, or C, happy points?
Acorns?
Yeah, it's acorns. I think you've done him a massive favour there, John. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Yes, it's a weird one. There's just a rampant lawnmower while you run around getting
I
acorns.
do not remember this mini game, but I also didn't remember the balloon one. So here we are.
No, I don't think anybody remembers anything about this game.
I remember the Island Escape game.
Okay, well there we go. We remember one thing. 3 points to 1. Fastest finger first. Last question. Here we go. Which character in the centre of the plaza allows the player to change the human character's name? Ooh, Josh has buzzed in. He's confident.
Is it Tortimer?
It is not Tortimer. John, do you know? I'm happy to give you multiple choice to even this up.
Yeah, I have an idea, but it sounds too simple, so I'd like multiple choice.
Is it A, Tom Nook, B, Lloyd, or C, Isabelle?
Oh, damn it.
All plausible.
Lloyd.
You think Lloyd?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm a fool. I'm a fool. Yeah, of course it's Lloyd.
He's up on a little podium, wiggling around. And you go,
Torva's dead. They're not bringing him back.
yeah. Is he dead by this point? Is he already deceased?
Yeah, he's got a grave,
Probably.
hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got a grave somewhere.
I thought he had a
He's dead.
grave in New Horizons.
Yeah, and he died again.
he rose.
was the
He
prequel.
rose for our sins in Amiibo Festival and then died
See,
again.
they move his grave from island to island so that everyone can
that's
see it.
awful. They're just like, they exhumed
dig
the
him up.
body and like cart him around to all the different islands. That's absolutely hideous, Josh. Right, Josh, 3 points to 2. You win fast finger first, so you go first for play or pass. Are you ready for question 1?
About as ready as I've been the whole rest of the quiz.
I don't think you're going to like it. Question 1. So, one game mode involves... You can tell that this quiz was quite thin because it's just this game mode and this game mode. One game mode involves switching out amiibo cards rock, paper, scissors style to pop balloons. But what is the name of this mode? Is it A, Orville Pop, B, Mabel's Pins, or C, Rossetti Bop?
I'm going to say Mabel's Pins.
John gets the point. John, do you know what it is? Out of Orville Pop or Rossetti Bop?
The first one.
It is not. You still get the point, but it's Rossetti Bop. Well done. We came across this last time. I think I have to give John the 2 points, right? Because otherwise you can just like tank the other person.
Yeah. I think
Is that right?
I think that's right. I think that's the
I think
rule
that's
we
how
had
it
to
works.
implement because somebody basically just threw away an answer because it still meant that they won. I'm not sure.
I thought that was a rule for against the Patreon.
Maybe I need to revise
Specifically.
the rules for the quiz. I'm going to do one for now. I'll do one.
Okay.
John, question 2. The game came packaged with 2 amiibo, with one being exclusively available with the game. Who was this an amiibo of? Is it A, Mabel, B, Digby, or C, Timmy and Tommy?
Oh, I want to say Digby.
Yeah, it's Digby.
Yeah.
2 points for John. Josh, I feel like you knew that one.
First question, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the thing everyone knows about this game. You get the Digby amiibo with it.
I don't know. I don't know what anybody knows about this game because there's just nothing out there about it.
There's the picture of the box, and it has the Digby amiibo.
I mean, fair. Yeah, that is fair enough. 5 points to 3. So John has overthrown Josh. You can draw level with this one, Josh. Are you ready?
No.
Well, you've you've played the game, so the knowledge is in there. I trust. During the main board game mode, pink spaces give bells and happy points, but what colour takes them away? Is it A, green spaces, B, purple spaces, or C, black spaces?
Is it purple spaces?
Oh, he's nailed it. Yes, it's purple spaces. Very nice. See?
So black felt too obvious.
Yeah,
I know.
Black just didn't feel right for animals.
And green isn't a positive colour either, so purple's like the most...
Negative colour.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I was going to do red, but then I thought you wouldn't think if it was red if it was pink. I should have done red.
Yeah, if you'd done blue, then I might have been thrown off. Because in my
man.
head I was thinking pink and blue.
If only I'd called up John pre-quiz and said, I'm pretty sure Josh will get this answer. Like, what colour do you think would be best? Okay, all right. So, I mean, it is 5 against 5. So, John, it all hinges on this.
Okay.
Get it right, you win the quiz. Get it wrong, you hand it to
I'm
Josh.
ready.
I believe
All right.
John.
ready.
All right. You can pass it, obviously, as well. But, in order to expand the offerings of the festival, players have to collect what? Is it A, Happy Miles, B, Happy Tokens, or C, Happy Tickets?
Not Happy Miles, that's too much of a New Horizon thing. Tickets or tokens? Is that my choices?
Tokens or tickets?
Tokens or tickets? Tokens.
He has handed the quiz to Josh Goldie.
Uh-oh.
It is
Nuts.
Happy Tickets.
Nuts!
I know, that classic item. How could you not remember that?
I almost named my kid Happy Tickets as well.
Happy Tickets Cartwright. It's not a bad name, to be fair. Josh, did you remember that from your time with the game?
I was leaning towards tickets. I knew it definitely wasn't Miles.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything else.
When you said tickets, I thought, oh, could be that, actually.
I don't know what else I could have done. Tickets, tokens, and cash. Happy cash.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no good alternative, really.
Memories. Happy memories.
Memory.
You have to unlock. You have to gain happy memories. Actually, I might write that into my pitch. That's not bad.
Happy stars.
Yeah.
Happy stars.
That might have been good. Yes. Lots of Mario Party influence in there. John, you have 5 points. Josh, you have 6 points. So, Josh, you are the winner of the first quiz of 2026. Congratulations.
Great.
And that means
the Amiibo Festival champion.
yeah, you'll be.
I know more about Amiibo Festival than anyone else on the planet now.
It's probably actually true. What a coveted title. And you will be going first as we move into the main event. So yes, the game we are talking about this week is Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. A quick history lesson for those who don't know. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival is an Animal Crossing spin-off released for the Wii U in 2015 that sees players use Amiibo figurines or cards to compete in a board game mode and other activities to earn happy tickets and further expand the offerings in their central plaza. Featuring 9 game modes: Board Game, Balloon Island, Desert Island Escape, Acorn Chase, Rossetti Bop, Mystery Campers, Amiibo Card Battle, Quiz Show and Fruit Path, the game is comparable to Mario Party, but relies heavily on Amiibo integration and, of course, features the characters of the Animal Crossing universe instead. One of a handful of Nintendo Wii U developed or published titles not to make the jump to Switch, the game was highly criticised for its uninspired use of the necessary Amiibo, poorly pitched difficulty and replayability, and general lack of fun. It does have some interesting aspects, such as porting houses over from the 3DS's Animal Crossing Happy Home designer to the plaza, and as you'd expect with an Animal Crossing game, lots of customization available. It is, however, still the lowest rated entry in the Animal Crossing series of games, and largely considered to be the series' biggest misstep. So yes, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, the spin-off game that requires Amiibo to play it. Josh, as the only person here, apparently, to have played the game, I feel like you're the most qualified to start with. What was your experience playing it?
I played it once, so
It was that good!
like they were so. If I remember correctly, they were so desperate to get rid of stock that like Poundland was selling it for a $5.
Oh
That's
my
correct.
god,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
So
true.
I picked it. Yeah, so I picked it up specifically just because I wanted the Isabelle amiibo.
Right.
And like the Digby amiibo, I mean that's great as well. So I guess so. I got the Isabelle and Digby amiibo, and then like
Maybe
I was
for
like,
a
well, I
£5.
bought the.
Yeah.
I bought the game now, so I may as well play it with friends. And so I also bought that triple pack, which I also found quite cheap. The one
Yeah.
that's like KK Slider,
and
then the 2 alpaca.
Reese and
Yeah.
yeah, the one he's Reese and
KK
Reese and his wife. Can't remember
Yeah,
her name. Reese and his missus.
And then KK Slider. Don't forget KK Slider.
Obviously,
He's part
KK. Of
part
course,
this
KK
trouble.
Slider. Yeah.
So I got that, and then had friends over, and we played it. And we played it once, and it was like, yeah, it's a very charming game in the same way that Animal Crossing is a very charming series, but it's just really dull. Like,
Right.
Even ignoring like the amiibo part, the fact that you have to pass the gamepad around to everyone and tap the amiibo to even just play, right? There there doesn't feel like there are no mini games like in Mario Party. You just roll a dice, you go to a space, and it's either a good space or a bad space, and it'll play a cute little vignette that's like, you saw fireworks, 50 happy points,
Yeah.
or your turnips have dropped in value, minus 200 happy points.
Oh my god.
And and then you just do that for like 30 turns, and then whoever has the most happy points at the end of it wins. And that's really all there is. And there's a one map.
Are you still
So there's
friends with the
multiple
people
maps.
you inflicted this upon? Like, do they still talk to you? Okay.
Yeah, because
alright,
we all disliked it.
Okay.
So we had unity in our boredom of.
Oh god.
I
Thingy.
played board games that sound worse than that.
Yeah,
Have
so,
you?
like, I think so my probably not a hot take, to be honest, is that I think the biggest problem that Amiibo Festival has is that it costs the full price of a regular game.
Yeah.
If they had released this as like a free app that you required Amiibo to play, but was otherwise free to download and was just a board game, I think people would have been way more receptive of it, and it would have had more fans. Because I think it's a tall ask to be like, you have a game that you need Amiibo to play. Please give us 50 quid to buy this game that's you'll probably only play like once or twice.
A board game.
And you in order to actually get, because the Amiibos also, because you can technically play without Amiibo. If you only have Isabelle and you tap it on, and that's it, everyone else is like a villager.
Yeah.
But like the villagers, like the person playing as Isabelle actually just gets bonuses.
Oh.
Like,
oh my god.
Like the person playing as villager is just naturally at a disadvantage. They don't get any of the bonuses the Amiibo characters get. So in order to have like a proper game of this, you have to have 4 Amiibo.
Right.
And Amiibo cards don't count. You have to have the figure Amiibo. The Amiibo cards are used for something else entirely.
Oh my god.
Which is a different problem with the game.
Oh
so
my
like
god.
you have to, and you only get 2 Amiibo with Amiibo Festival. So to play a 4-player board game fairly, you have to then go out of your way to buy 2 more Amiibo.
I think what you're describing is the whole premise of why the game was made, though, isn't it? Because with Amiibo, most of them just sit on a shelf. Like very few games have Amiibo functionality, and if they do, it's scanned to get like a one-time use item. When are you actually pulling out your Amiibo and using them? So I think Nintendo were like, okay, we need a game that utilizes Amiibo. What do we do? And they didn't know. So they're like, I don't know.
They could have done anything else, and it would have been. I mean, to be fair, Smash Brothers introduced Amiibo, right? They were there for Smash Brothers, and like the fighter player figurine. Is it fighter?
Fighter player.
Yeah, it's fighter player.
Fighter players. Yeah,
they're cool. Like I quite like that. My Pikachu kicks ass. Like it just destroys other people. But yeah, because it then became a thing of, I've got to collect all of these. I was never going to do a fighter player for all of them, so they're now just little toys that sit on my shelf.
Yeah. Like the idea of, because people wanted a game that was specifically about Amiibo, and people had thoughts of like Disney Infinity and Skylanders where it's like a game that you scan the Amiibo figure on,
which would be great.
And those games do cost money, but those games are far more in depth with plan for more content. It's clear that the developers behind Animal Crossing wanted to do the Amiibo.
Yeah.
And they needed to come up with a game idea that could use the Amiibo, but it had to be something that was far more casual, and so they went with a party game.
Yeah.
But the issue is that the party is just not fun. Like it's a very dull, very simplistic party game. And that might have been a bit more acceptable if the game was free.
Yeah.
Because when people were saying they wanted a game for Amiibo, they were all saying they wanted like a free download that you had to have Amiibo to play.
Yeah.
So like the cost of entry is buying the figures.
Yeah.
Because it, like Disney, I don't have Disney Infinity, but I think it's cheaper than most games.
Because you need the figures.
Because like I think it's a cheaper game, and you can buy it with or without a figure.
Why didn't you pick it up, John? Obviously, so Josh, has picked up, basically said, saw it cheap, seen the Amiibo, sure, I'll give it a go. Did you just decide it wasn't for you? Did you see the reviews? Obviously you have a very large Nintendo collection. Why did you opt to omit this one?
It just looked really boring. I think I've definitely played more like real life board games that sound like this. We just go around and land on spaces and get points.
I mean, Monopoly.
But as an interactive
it's
game,
Monopoly, basically.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, as an interactive game, though, it didn't feel like it had any gameplay. You're just going around seeing people do things. It didn't seem appealing. And Josh mentioned like Poundland had it stocked, and they did. It was like it was £5 and under at times. Amazon had it for £5,
right.
And there were several points where I was like, "Should I just get it? Like, you get Amiibo with it.
Yeah,
it comes, but like, it's just cheap Amiibo." And then I just kept looking at all these listings, and I thought, I don't actually want this. Like, do I even want those figures?
No.
And the answer was no. There's many things I bought that I do not need, and this is one where I drew the line. I said, you know what, I don't actually want this.
Interesting though, because like I picked up Starlink for the Switch for like a tenner because nobody could sell it.
I got it for like that cheap as well. Yeah.
Enjoyable game. Quite likes a game that I quite like.
I think Starlink's good. It's funnily enough, Starlink and Amiibo Festival are kind of similar in the sense that they're games I've only played with people. Like Starlink, I only played the multiplayer.
Oh right.
Mode of Starlink.
Yeah, right.
Like I wasn't actually that interested in playing it on my own. I was interested in having a buddy and me flying around with
pretty cool, actually.
our wings.
I've not tried it. I've not tried it in 2-player. I need to do this. Yeah, so that was for me. That was one that was like, and actually, to be fair, the reviews for Starlink were a little bit better. So I thought, like, people are saying that they enjoy it.
I mean, Starlink's a good game for starters.
Yeah, you can
and
find
Fox is in it.
Yeah,
and it's basically the closest thing we've had of a Star Fox game for about 15 years. Not 15 years, 10 years. About 10 years, which is mad. Okay, so yeah, just drew the line. Wasn't interested. I mean, I think it's the same for me. I wasn't really into Animal Crossing before New Horizons. That was my entry into the series. Did you guys have New Leaf for the?
Yeah,
right, okay.
I had all of the Animal Crossing games.
Right. Okay. So you were aware of the series, but still, even that is just not really enough to sort of sway you or stick with it. It passed me by just because I wasn't really familiar with the series, and again, it didn't hook me. There was nothing. I'm also whisper it, but I'm not a huge fan of Mario Party. I think they're fine. I think they're very hit and miss titles. They're fine.
Someone clearly wasn't the superstar.
Hey, I was always the superstar, but then it was just, it was too easy. There are a few. I mean, it's sort of not necessarily entirely true to say there were no mini games. There are there's the main board game, and then, as I said, there's like Balloon Island where you tap the thing to drop them on balloons.
Yeah, but those aren't mini games in the same way that Mario Party has mini games.
Yeah, they're not part of the board game experience.
They're extra games, and the only one of them that is actually good is the Island one. It's because the Island one is like the most interesting in terms of what you can actually do. It feels like it's got the more mechanical depth, this sort of odd co-op survival collecting game.
Yes, which is why, as John said, they sort of chucked it over on New Leaf because they go, okay, there's actually something workable here. I mean, the one with rock paper scissors, you literally have to like cycle through the amiibo for the correct one and be like, tap that one. Oh, it's rock now. Tap that one. Which just sounds awful. It sounds awful.
It's like pay to win because you've got to have the amiibo cards.
Incredible. It's like
you can tap to win.
Slow rock, paper, scissors where you need to pay to win at it is just the worst concept I've ever heard. So, universally sort of panned game, feels kind of very shoehorned in, not well implemented, not a great difficulty curve, no good reasons to return. But we're going to provide some good reasons to return because, Josh, you are now the president of Nintendo, but we are the board, and we demand, for some reason, that you bring back Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival and you make it a success. So please tell us, how do you plan to do it? John means business. He wants to know the plan for this.
Oh, don't worry, guys, my beautiful board, my lovely investors.
Well, I'm feeling very fluffed up. I'm ready to receive any ideas now.
I too was offended at Amiibo Festival. Like, I get it. Great idea on paper. How do we sell these plastic figurines? How do we incentivize people to buy these plastic figurines of our Animal Crossing villagers? We'll make a game for them. And the game will bring people to it. But we forgot a core principle when doing that.
Fun.
Forgot to make a good game. I get it.
Yeah,
all right. Board game,
I know.
party game.
How could we miss, guys?
What's
rule number one?
So, party game makes total sense for Animal Crossing. This isn't a series where you're going into dungeons and slaying dragons. This is a game where you're chilling, you're living, you're enjoying life with your villagers. And when you have the amiibo, you're tapping them. You obviously want to do stuff with the villagers, not the villager. If that makes you get what you understand what I mean.
Yes.
So So I think we have everything there on paper. We just jumbled it around in the wrong way. Okay. So we're gonna do another amiibo based game. Oof. We're gonna do another party based game.
Ooh.
But this time we're gonna be inspired by a much better game and one that I think fits the Animal Crossing vibe. We're going to do our own take on the game of life.
Ooh.
But as Animal Crossing. Because what is Animal Crossing but a microcosm of life? You move out of your parents for the first time into a shabby one-room home, surrounded by strangers and immediately in debt. And you spend the rest of your life working it off.
Lovely.
So that's what we're going to do here with the game of life, but you can do it now from the villager's perspective. Right. So everyone has their own amiibo, and you tap through, and you go through the game of life. That's kind of the same thing as Animal Crossing. So you all start off at the starting spot with your house. 4 players each have their own house, and you have to travel around. And you travel around the board. And we're going to make it a bit more open. This game of life is very straight, with only the occasional split offs, because it's going from like, I think it's going from like birth to death, right? Like the whole life. We're not going to go that quite far.
Oh.
We're not going to be killing. You're not going to die an old Tanuki
not going
at
to
the
off
end of
chops.
this.
Fair enough.
No. The goal in this game of life is the same as it is in Animal Crossing. You're going to pay off your debt. So you're going to travel around the board, and there's going to be various things you can do to get bells. And you can gain bells by doing various activities. Landing on certain spaces will have the events come back, and they give you bells. Landing on certain other spaces, you lose bells. But like, you might come across a shop where you can spend money on tools or turnips or stuff like that. There'll be a turnip stock market going on, and every turn is going to be a day. So like, every 7 turns, it's time to sell your turnips, and then you can get bells depending on the price and stuff like that. There'll be different shops, different events to go to that all trigger things, and you'll be able to lay traps like pitfalls and stuff like this to trap your opponents. And it's not about just once you got the money, you have to then return to Tom Nook's store. Or I guess actually no. Now that in the modern Animal Crossing, it's now the mayor's office. So you're gonna have to turn to the mayor's office and then hand your money in to pay off the debt that way, and you get like the next stage of your house, and that gives you some more perks because you can collect items to sell, like furniture items. But the amount of storage space you've got depends on how big your house is. So like, as you go through, you're constantly getting more capacity, more money, more power to do stuff. And you've got the freedom to sort of go wherever you want and mess with your opponents. And once you've done this like 5 times and you've built up the biggest house, whoever got to that first is the winner. So we're just basically making a better board game based similarly around the game of life conceptually, but it's more like the game of clearing your debt.
With a very catchy title, the game of clearing your debt. What is the name of this upgraded Amiibo Festival game?
We're going to call it Amiibo Life.
Okay.
Amiibo Life.
Yeah, Animal Crossing Amiibo Life. Because I think for an Amiibo Festival sequel, we should have the Amiibo here. And part of this is that it will be on NSO. And it will be free on NSO. So if you have an NSO account, you can play it online, you can play it locally. But you have to have NSO to download it, and then you have to have an Amiibo to play it.
Okay.
If you could play it with like a villager if you don't have an Amiibo. If only one of you have an Amiibo, we'll bring that back. But every character will have their own specific little skills that sort of encourage the player to change every so often.
Okay.
So like Isabelle has a higher chance of getting lucky.
Right.
And getting a couple more bells, whereas Tom Nook...
John. We've had a chat about this in the break. We've talked about curvy Isabelle. No.
We'll leave it in the past.
She had just as much chance of getting lucky before her curvy mod.
Whereas Tom Nook can sell things at better value than other characters can. Every character's going to have their own way of getting a higher chance of getting bells, but also a higher chance of losing bells. So, like, Isabelle has a more likely to get lucky things, but also more likely to get unlucky things. We're going to balance it out that way.
So, is it Amiibo dependent then? Like, are they required?
You required at least one Amiibo.
Okay, could it be any
the
Amiibo?
generic villagers are all playing. Yeah, any Animal Crossing Amiibo.
Any Animal Crossing Amiibo. Okay.
We will do stuff with other Amiibo. We'll have like a customization aspect to it.
Okay.
Where you can customize your specific villager, and other Amiibo will work in that way. Because we have so many of them, we should be using them.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want a Princess Zelda dress for Isabelle, scan the Zelda Amiibo.
Yeah.
Boom. She gets you could put her in a Zelda dress.
So, given this is included with NSO, online must be a rather large component of this, right?
Yeah, I mean, online is a big part of this, so that you can play with people. Because, like, we don't expect necessarily everyone to have 4 Amiibo. So people are going to feel, if then they're playing, we want people to be able to play it locally, but they're going to feel like, it's not as good locally. But online, we can anticipate that everyone who has NSO almost likely will have at least one Amiibo.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, like, you'll always be playing with people who have Amiibo. And we're going to do some more quality of life things. On the Amiibo Festival, you had to pass the stupid gamepad around and tap that. Don't need that anymore. Every Joy-Con has an NFC chip in it. So just tap it onto your own NFC chip. We're still going to keep that feeling of you have to tap the Amiibo to roll the dice. Because that's like how you keep using the Amiibo over and over again. But like, you won't have everyone will have their own single Joy-Con that you can play from.
I think
I want HD Rumble dice. I want to feel those dice rolling around in the Joy-Con.
That's a given. That's a given, right?
That's a given.
Yeah. Obviously, a lot of people compare it to Mario Party, and you yourself sort of lamented the lack of minigames. So, is there going to be sort of any minigame implementation,
yes.
or is it more about those vignettes and the kind of playing?
So we're going to turn those vignettes into minigames. So there'll be good luck spaces, there'll be bad luck spaces, right? And then you'll have item cards, and you'll have items and tools. And like the tools you can use to do stuff like a shovel to dig a hole or a pitfall and stuff like these can be used as traps, perks. But we'll also have very short single player based mini games. There'll be single player and 1v1 based mini games, and they don't happen every turn. They happen when you land on specific spots. And one of them might be as simple as like there are 3 treasure chests in front of you, or 3 holes, and you can only dig one of them up. And one will have like a fossil, one will have like a gyroid, and one will have like a bug or something like that. Or 3 trees to shake, 1 drops money, 2 drop bees.
Yeah, nice.
Stuff like that. We'll have very short, little interactive games that players can play, where if they succeed, they can get an item, money from it. If they fail, then they might lose a turn. Or
more luck based than kind of
a bit more luck based. We'll have a couple of skill based ones,
right?
Because like there's got to be a punishment element to this as well. And I think the obvious punishment is that you lose a turn if it's not losing bells. So lose a turn, and then you have to tap the amiibo and try and roll a high number to do your next turn, and then every turn. Every day that goes by, the amount of you need to roll decreases.
Okay.
I will just say this is a very good pitch, and I am worried because you've literally written you've waffled off the rules of an entire board game, quite in depth, to the point where it seems like it's like a product plan that you've put in place. And I'm afraid my pitch will not be as deep as this.
John, when is your pitch ever planned? We've been doing this for nearly a year, and I'm sort of vaguely alarmed that you come in with a plan. Do you come in with a plan?
Oh, not all the time.
Well, okay, yeah, good. All right, good.
Only when it involves dating sims. That's always the one.
See, I always think dating sims are just off the cuff. If you can't think of anything else, it's just just date him, and it's done, it's sorted. That's a great game. Yeah, makes sense.
Dating's the go-to.
Will there be any dating in this board?
There we go.
Any spaces?
It's been a while since we've had this question from John.
Yeah. Afraid not. Unlike the game of life, where you get married and have kids, there will be no marrying and having kids with Isabelle.
Yeah, no go. Oh. I was about to say something really horrific and dirty, but it's made me think of an actual good thing. Obviously,
why is it every time we bring Isabelle up, George?
Well, let's not. I'm distracted now. No, customization. Customization is obviously a huge part of Animal Crossing. So, like, is there any beyond like the look of your villager, but scanning amiibo for that? Is there any sort of customization aspect to the game, or is it just sort of the game?
It's just sort of the game. Because we're giving this away for free on NSO, and we're going to see how well it does. There's only going to be one board. All the characters are going to be the ones we already have amiibo for. The amiibo cards
I was going to ask
probably
about the cards,
won't
there's so
do
many.
anything, because there's so many of them.
Okay.
Like, I know, you tap the Rossetti amiibo card and you get a quote from Rossetti.
Nice. All right.
every time you tap a card, you get a quote from that villager. But we'll just do the one board, and if people like it, we can update it with more boards and stuff like that. The boards will go in. There'll be 4 seasonal variants of the board, so that when you play it, no matter what, that's how it goes. And yeah, that's really it. Once you've paid off your debt,
you're the winner.
You're the winner. Or if enough time passes, let's say there's like 30 turns. 30 turns passes, and you haven't paid. Whoever has paid off their debt the most, wins.
Now, this is the big question, and I'll open this up to John as well. Does this sound fun? Because our key point with the last one was it's just not fun. Does this sound fun to you, John?
Yeah, I think it does.
Okay.
I think it does. So the last one, there was no depth at all.
No.
You go around, you watch people do stuff. This one sounds like you're building. You're not only
objective.
building, but you're also progressing. You're able to sell things. There's depth to where you sell things, and then the mini games as well. I think this sounds like the luck and management factor will balance out well.
Yeah. And player interaction is important. I don't remember this, so correct me if I'm wrong if there is someone out there who has also played Amiibo Festival. But I don't know how much actual player-to-player interaction there is in Amiibo Festival. Like, everyone's walking around the board and seeing these vignettes.
Yeah.
But can you do anything that actually affects the other player?
It didn't seem like, from what I watched...
feel like there is.
No, it didn't seem like there was a lot. You're kind of just doing your own thing and then landing on squares is basically...
I think that's important. Being able to sabotage your opponents is just as important in board games as it is...
Of course.
Succeeding. Like
Strategy.
Ludo.
Yeah.
Like, jumping over your opponent's piece sends it back to the start.
Yeah.
So, like, even something really simple like that has player interactivity. Monopoly, you take money from everyone else. It's like such a fundamental part of board games. The fact that Amiibo Festival doesn't have it is probably its biggest flaw.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going to add something like that in.
Nice. We need Jeopardy. You need a bit of Jeopardy. You need some stakes.
Yeah,
you need people,
exactly.
Yeah, playing thing.
But
who's developing this for you, Josh?
We'll get N-Cube to do it, or Nintendo Cube, whatever they're called now.
I'm just going to put N-Cube.
We'll get the Cube Boys. Get the Cube Boys on the job.
Cube Boys. They've played a lot of board games.
QBs. Right. Well, I mean, pretty complete pitch. Amiibo-based game still, but giving it away for free, just making it a sort of fun, good experience where you can actually affect other players, and giving that sort of Animal Crossing vibe of working off, towards building a better life for yourself. Any further questions from you, John?
No.
All right. Okay. Well, John, you are now the president of Nintendo, but we are still the board, and we still demand that you bring back Animal Crossing Amiibo. I have to look at the name every time because this game means so little to me. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, and you make it a great big success. And we know you've got a very well-rounded, fully fledged pitch, so we look forward to hearing it. Please tell us, how do you plan to do it?
Okay. So Amiibo, they're still around, and we sell them as collectible figurines for the most part. But their time in the sun and their huge focus, I say, has probably passed. So while we'll still keep selling Amiibo, we're actually not going to make this an Amiibo game at all. We are bringing back the party aspect, though, a board game. This is Animal Crossing Let's Go to the Party. And in this game, you will get a randomly, procedurally generated island based off Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it's going to give you as many spaces as you like. You can say, generate me 100 spaces, generate me 150 spaces. It's going to give a board around that procedurally generated island. So every time, you're getting a randomly generated map, randomly generated spaces, depending on the amount you want. But that's not the cool part. That's just for little losers who don't have New Horizons. If you've got New Horizons, you can import your island, your save file will be recognized, and your entire island will become a playable board. And again, you can procedurally generate where that board is on your island, or you can go in and customize it, make any shape you want. There's going to be horrible shapes, and we're going to allow it. We're going to allow anything. You can just go in with your little shovel, and you can dig up that space, put it there instead.
Can we have some curvy shapes?
No.
We're going to have some curvy
no
shaped
more
tiles.
of this.
So there's two aspects to this. There's the whole aspect of playing the board game. There's also the customization of even making the board. That is distinct and fun. And we were asked the question, could this just be DLC for New Horizons? And the answer is just strictly no. No, this cannot be. Because around a quarter of Switch 1 users own New Horizons. That's already a pretty sizable install base. And so, because we're giving you just a plain procedurally generated island by default, anyone can play it. But then there's the incentive of those 40 million people being like, hey, I own this game, and my save file interacts with it, so I've got to buy this one. That's more valuable than any DLC could be while standing on its own. But now you're asking the question, what is the board game? So it's all well and good that you can customize these boards, but how am I playing on them? Well, Let's Go to the Party is done by ND Cube. And last I checked, these guys also did Wii Party, And I ask you the question, how distinct is Wii Party from Mario Party? And the answer is, quite similar. So we're doing the same thing here as well.
Right.
You're going around your board. It's basically Mario Party reskinned as Animal Crossing. However,
procedurally
it's all
generated board.
however, it's all taking place in one location. It's all on the island. You'll be doing mini games like chugging juice. So it'd be all of your players lined up in a line. You've all got your juice. You've got to button mash. Who can button mash the fastest to drink all that juice? There's volleyball on the beach. The ball's going to just get faster and faster with each, what do you call it, hit.
Yep,
every time you hit the ball, the faster it gets.
Yeah, lovely, yeah.
Who's going to be the last with it? It's like hot potato. We've got all these different mini games, and it's going to be outrageously good. But also, online's a big part of this too, because you can import your islands. You can play on your friends' islands as well, and they can customize and save their tiles. You can play together, hang out together on the islands. It's going to be so fun, you guys.
Well, you made it convincing.
Oh, God. Sign me up with that enthusiastic endorsement.
I have a very, very important question.
Okay.
Yes.
When we release this game in America, will it be Animal Crossing Party Folk?
I think it has to be, yeah.
It's gotta be,
Yeah, let's go
doesn't
to
it?
the party for Europe and party folk for America.
Hang on, I don't get that. Why that?
So let's the Wii game. Let's go to the city. Is called City Folk in America.
Oh yeah, party folk. That's pretty good. Okay, I like this. So just you can have your island. Can people mess with your island? Because you're saying you can dig spaces up and you can move things around. Basically what I'm asking is, will there be any reverse effects? So if something happens on this game to your island, will those effects be mirrored on your actual island back in New Horizons?
No. So we are limiting the customization to just the board. So
right.
you're not going to be actually... Because it's a distinct game.
Yeah.
Everything that happens in your island has to be done in New Horizons, and then the save file's imported over. You can't be going around and shifting parts around. No. All you're doing is putting the board parts down, and other players can't jive with that.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a 2-stage question.
Sure.
Okay. So, question 1. You import your island, right? And it procedurally generates based on what your island looks like, including, I'm assuming, all the buildings and stuff. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. If you will go to Animal Crossing, back to New Horizons, and change your island, say you remove a bridge, flatten a mountain, put a tree there, does that then change the board on the other game?
It's a great question, and so basically, when you change your island in New Horizons, you return to this game, you'll get a little prompt coming up saying, "Well, some changes have been made since last time. Would you like them to be reflected in this? Do you want to update your save file?" And you can say, "No way, buddy," or you can say, "Yes, please, buddy."
Nice.
Okay. And then the second part then of this is the terrain and houses affect stuff, but what about just putting furniture and objects onto your island in New Horizons? Because some objects obviously act as walls, other objects you can walk over or you can interact with.
Yeah, what's the limit? Because, is it you've caught a new butterfly and you fire out the again and it says, "Oh, something's changed," or is it, is it just a kind of landscape and what's placed there? What is the kind of limit with that?
It would just be new items being placed. Right. So if you put down furniture, if you've put down, if you've adjusted how the concrete looks on the ground, that will be reflected in the game if you choose for it to be.
Okay.
But also, I know there's some people who just have their entire island just packed to the brim with furniture, to the point where you can barely move around. And the game will calculate whether it can place 100 spaces, and if they can't be placed in a line, it's going to say,
"Sorry, buddy.
This isn't appropriate."
This isn't a party-appropriate island.
This island is too sensible. No, thank you.
So changing the terrain and stuff obviously changes, and putting objects there makes aesthetic changes.
Yes.
But are there any mechanical changes done by placing objects down in the environment? Because obviously some objects are interactable in Animal Crossing. Trees. All right, here's a good example. Trees with fruit on them. If you went to Animal Crossing New Horizons and you grew 3 peach trees on your island, and then you go back to party life, then you
let's go to the party. Let's go to the party.
Then are those peach trees there just aesthetic, or do they do something
Oh,
mechanically
yeah.
to the board?
So I'd say any fruit tree is just going to be filled to the brim with fruit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Time of day will be reflected within the game itself, much like it would be in New Horizons. And some furniture will occupy spaces, like a sofa. You can jump on it, you can wiggle around, that's a space. If you've made a river, we can hop around onto tiles, so they'll be counted as spaces. But yeah, if it's like a blockade, then you have to go around it. Like you won't be able to just go through a tree.
I do love the idea of somebody creating an Animal Crossing island just to then be reflected in this game. And it's like a coliseum of death. It would just be excellent with, a massive maze and huge pitfalls and things to traverse. I think, you saw the sort of custom stuff when Animal Crossing New Horizons came out. People just making insane things for their island. So I think you'd get real, I can't think of it. I was going to say like Ninja Warrior or Gladiator style sort of islands.
Yeah, it's about rising tides. The games are going to rise each other. People are going to return to New Horizons because they want to adjust how the board looks Let's Go to the Party, and vice versa.
Yep, that's what it's called. Yep, well done. Yeah. Just corroborated for you. Yes, correct.
Yes.
Any amiibo functionality then, or no? Because I know you said that Time in the Sun is done, but is there any room for an amiibo in here? Can we do amiibo dice?
I'm afraid no. No. So we don't want to be associated with Amiibo Festival. It's bad for the brand. This is a new party game. It doesn't have any resemblance. It's so different.
But what about the fans who bought the amiibo? Won't they feel left out or forgotten or shortchanged that their amiibo
They can
don't do
smooch their amiibo on the lips anytime they want.
Anytime.
It doesn't. Yeah,
John thinking about
want.
Isabelle again. John, get her off. You're a married man.
I've never
get her
said
off your
anything
mind.
about Isabelle George.
Oh no.
That's
Oh,
the
no.
ridiculous.
I've incriminated myself.
So actually, although that raises a good question. Do you play as the villagers?
Oh yeah.
Or do you play as villagers?
Great question. And you get the choice. So if you're playing online, you're playing as your villagers. You're representing yourself.
Okay.
But when you're playing locally, you can if there's multiple people on that island, you can play as them. But otherwise, the playable characters are going to be who lives on that island. And if it's a randomly generated island that isn't your own, that can be a randomly generated assortment of animal buddies. Nice. But otherwise, it's the people that live on your island. However, I haven't brought up one wrinkle. Because we are basically doing Mario Party, we're also having ally characters. And the 100-plus Animal Crossing characters all have unique abilities. Whoa, let's list them all.
No.
So some of them might just give you more bells. Some of them will roll a small other dice alongside yours. Other ones, they might just go to sleep or something. Cool. Not all of them are helpful, but some of them will be really helpful.
Actually, I just suddenly realised, have we established what the objective of this board game is?
I was literally about to say that.
Okay,
Yes.
You're correct. We have not done that. So this is very much a Mario Party-like. You're going around getting bells, and you can use those bells to buy items that help you. Items such as you could get a butterfly net, and that butterfly net is going to catch another character, and it's going to make them lose their turn if they're near you. Oh no, and they can't get out until the next turn. Awful. Or you can get a fishing rod, which you use, and it catches an off-screen fish. And if it's a really big fish, you move forward a few spaces to run away from it. But if it's a small fish, you only go forward like one space. We've got items just like that. But you're wondering, what's the core? Sure,
the objective.
Bells are fine, but what are we working towards here? And what we are working towards is paying off your rent. We're not getting stars. It's purely about who has the most bells by the end. And sometimes you gotta spend money to make money. So by the end of the game, who has the most bells? And there's still an incentive to get those items because items can get you more bells sometimes. So you do have to say goodbye to those bells to get bells. Be strategic about it. Make people lose their bells. You hear what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah. I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it, man.
I hear it. It sounds like a very familiar win con.
Yeah. Is there anything exclusive that you can get from this game to take back to a New Horizons island, or is that just not customer friendly?
That's a fantastic question. And the answer is absolutely. Absolutely. So, when you are the winner, you get a trophy. And that trophy will carry over to New Horizons. And that trophy is going to have an inscription of who you're playing with.
Oh,
so it's going to
nice.
say, George Banks beat Josh Goldie.
Obviously.
Impossible.
And you can and you can then have that trophy forever. And if you're playing online, let's say you're playing online against Mr. Beast. You can have a a George Banks beat Mr. Beast trophy. I can't believe I beat him.
Obviously.
And now I've got
And you can
evidence
hang it up and
forever.
invite people
Obviously.
to your island. This is the island that Mr. Beast lost.
And I'll
at.
say, what? How cool would that be?
Oh, God.
No,
Okay.
True.
So-
The Mario Party and Wii Party aren't just board games nowadays. They've also got other modes, like the Big Bowser mode, and the Koopathalon, and the one in Wii Party where you make food for people.
Yeah.
So, what are we seeing with Let's Go to the Party?
Nothing. Oh,
Damn.
what a
You
twist!
got me.
What a
Less features.
Damn it.
Yes.
So we feel the customization is a selling point enough.
Yeah.
We could put more in there,
that's fair.
but it confuses the message. People are going to say, "I don't get it. What? Why is Isabelle curvy now? I don't get it." So we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
When was this brought?
Phew,
This was never part
finally.
of the pitch.
Glad we're not doing that anymore.
Speaking of the beautiful Isabelle, Isabelle. The cast of characters from New Horizons. So we're mentioning that the Islanders can take part in the game and stuff like that, but Timmy and Tommy, Tom Nook, the Able sisters, the hedgehogs. What do they? Are they kind of like they have a Mario Party where they're kind of NPCs that you interact with, or are they also playable characters?
No, they run the stores. Those guys run the stores.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm liking the chaotic nature of the roster of this game being whatever animal you had in your village in the other game.
Incredible.
Because it's also an incentive. Like, I'm bored of all these playable characters. You've got to go back
Yeah,
to New Horizons,
true.
get rid of them,
Get
get
the
some
ticket.
new
Black
ones in.
Fly
Market is
to different
coming
islands.
back.
Yeah.
We're going to be selling characters again.
Awesome.
It's going to be just like it was when you were
Oh, the black card, the black market with the cards. Oh no. All right. I dig this pitch, man. Party folk in the US as well. I quite like that. Josh, any final questions for John's pitch?
No, I think that's pretty good. Wraps it all
perfect.
up. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're low on time, so I'm going to throw in a quick third pitch. Now, as John mentioned, this, it's too important and too much of an opportunity not to be DLC for New Horizons. So, of course, mine is a paid Animal Crossing New Horizons DLC game. Because, right, the other spin-off that we had, Happy Home Paradise, Happy Home Designer, has essentially become DLC for Animal Crossing New Horizons, right? It's become like the umbrella game for all the Animal Crossing games. You've got Happy Home Paradise, now. So this is Animal Crossing Festival Island. We are also dropping the Amiibo moniker because that is cursed. But it's all about the Festival Island, right? Josh, nobody's buying the Amiibo.
He was the only one brave enough to
I know.
keep Amiibo around.
He was brave. But it's not happening. I still have Amiibo in mine. You can still use them in mine. I wasn't full coward like John, but I think I'm just dropping the moniker. So it's about the Festival Island. So basically, you get an invitation, I guess from Digby. I don't know why not. Digby was the original from the game. He was like, "Hey, I've got this island, and I want to make it a cool festival hotspot. Can you come and run it for me?" So you go there, it's like an empty space, and basically you are tasked with creating a cool island for people to come and visit, and they will spend their bells there on attractions and things like that, and they will earn themselves happy tickets, kind of like you do in arcade machines, right? You pay the money, you pay the games, you get the tickets, and they can use those tickets to then buy things at the Festival Island, like exclusive merchandise, and that will be sort of randomly generated throughout the different islands. And then the tickets that they then plough back into there, you can use them to then expand your Festival Island. So it's kind of like, was it just called Sim? Like, not Sim City. What was the one where you set up a theme park? Was it just Sim Theme Park?
Oh,
What, Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Yeah, like that, but better.
That's like proper. That's like proper making up a roller coaster theme park though.
Yeah, but it's kind of like that. So like
Theme park world.
you've got. I think it starts off with saying like, hey, I want to have a sort of a big place where people can play this huge game, and you can kind of customize what mini games you might include, what the board might look like around the island, that kind of thing. But then also, there might be a part of the festival where you have a tent for gigs, and depending on the amiibo, if you plop down an amiibo card for who are the sisters, the bunny sister, the blue bunny with the white dots, and their sister.
I know which ones, and then the pink one. Right?
Yeah, I have one of them on my island, and I can't remember her name. But they will. If you've got the cards, you scan them in, and they'll do a gig, and people can come along, listen to the gig, buy merchandise with them on the tops. Maybe you've got like a restaurant, and Chops can run the restaurant and serve pork chops. Bit dark, but he can do that if he wants to. So you're trying to create the best festival experience, and you can then label your island like mine is a cool offbeat festival something, or mine's a hyper something festival, and that way if you're searching for these tags online, like the game can give you suggested islands to go and visit. Obviously you have a code for your island as well, so you can just invite your friends there, and it's all about just basically trying to make a space where people want to spend their bells to then get tickets for you to further develop it and expand it and make it a better place to be. Maybe there'll be roller coasters there as well, because now I feel like there should be roller coasters. Why not? And that's it. That's my pitch. Animal Crossing Festival Island. So
sorry if I missed this, but is this actually a board game? Because I feel like we delved into the realm of just making.
I don't know.
A festival.
You've taken festival from the title.
Yeah. As we're going further and further, it's like, okay, a board game where you get tickets and stuff. And then as you just kept going, I was like, wait, is it? Or is this just like Happy Home Design?
No.
But you're making a carnival.
No. So the first thing about the island is Digby says, I plan to have this big kind of games hosted here every festival. So you have like a section of the island which is the board game, but you can shape that and change it and make it as big or as small as you want, include whatever mini games you want. There's a lot of customization, and you make that. And there's like an entry fee to play the game. So if people really like it, they might come again. They might say it's a really good balance. But then you're using that to then expand everything else in the island. So there's like more reasons to come and visit. So people can kind of mooch around. But maybe it's when you're there, it's like, okay, it's game time and everybody has to go there or something. There's definitely like an interactive element where you go and you do the game. Or maybe when you land there, you start by doing the game, and then you can go and explore the rest of the island, right? So it's like, play the game, win this many tickets. Hey, go spend your tickets and bells on the rest of my festival island now and see what else the festival has to offer. So that part of the game is there, but it's leaning. The customization was there in Amiibo Festival, but it's leaning more into that you can customize more of it and make it more of a sort of festival atmosphere. And you can play the mini games at will and that kind of stuff as well if you want to, But the original board game concept is there to start with, and is more Mario Party-esque than Amiibo Festival is.
I've got a question. Maybe you've answered this and it just wasn't clear to me.
Likely.
So party games are generally quite multiplayer focused, and with this one, there's a lot of customization. Let's say you're on a train and you've handed the Joy-Con to the person next to you, or you're on a rooftop with no internet access, and you're about to go and play this game together, but you can't go online and just play other people's pre-established boards. So do you say, just wait a second while I build this party board?
I think that there has to be the point, right, where it's like I see what you're saying. Like if they want them to play your own board, no, like you can get the board ready and be open for business. I think you just have to have it ready before you can invite people to play, or you'll just have a naff board where nobody's going to want to spend any money or bells, and then like that's it, you're done.
What if like you're having a big party? There's 20 people in your house having a rampaging time, and you've downloaded this DLC on a whim. Come on, guys, let's have an Animal Crossing party. You download it, and just one guy's sitting there building the game while they wait for him to.
And go to somebody else's island. What are you doing? you don't like if you're at
you don't have NSO.
Oh, well then you're an idiot, and it's your own fault. I don't feel bad for you. invest or get out. I haven't got time for this. I'm a businessman. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe there's a preset festival island you can visit. You know, if hey, yours is under construction, okay, come and check out this one, and it's one that you can check out.
So I had another question based around the fact that this is DLC for Animal Crossing New Horizons. So I've actually got two questions. So the first question is, what elements from New Horizons are we bringing over in this? Because Happy Home Designer and the new update obviously uses the engine of Animal Crossing New Horizons and lets you, when you build the happy homes, you're using your own furniture as well as some that they give you.
That's true.
And you get stuff from doing that, the stuff that you can then bring back to the main island. So what sort of interactive elements are we having on this? Because if this is DLC, it's going to have some sort of connectivity to the base game.
So your islanders, they're employees of the island. So not only do you rule the island they live on, they've also got to come and work for you. Just they haven't got a choice about it. And it's the same kind of thing as the core game, right? If you go to the shore, there'll be bottles, and like you can uncover new recipes for there and craft things there. Digby's got a bench that you can make things. They're working on carnival rides, and they'll be like, hey, I thought about this great idea for a ride, and they'll give you the attraction. You have to gather supplies to build the big gig tent and stuff like that. So it's the same sort of, it's the same kind of loop. You can bring stuff from your pockets if you want to, or your storage to place there, because you're building it. You're curating the vibe of this festival island. So yeah, there are new things to make that you can discover only there, and you can bring stuff from your existing island too.
So, okay, and then the second question I had is, presumably this means that the player character, your villager, is who you play as on the board game.
Yes.
Right? So how does multiplayer work then? Who are the other people playing as?
Good question. Are you talking about if they're playing locally on one
yes.
Switch?
If you're playing online, I assume everyone just plays as their own villager. But if you're playing locally with 3 other friends, and say you're a lonely little guy who just lives on the island on your own, with no other villagers,
that's my island.
Then who are you inviting to this festival?
Well, people that just again randomly generated villagers from the Animal Crossing universe who have just popped along to check out the festival. Easy.
Human villagers or animal villagers?
No, animal villagers. Definitely animal villagers. Yeah. Well, that's it. So that is 3. Well, any more questions from the board?
Who's making
Who's making it?
Oh well, it's just DLC, so it's just developed by.
Of course.
The internal team.
Is there going to be Puzzle League?
No, why would there be Puzzle League? Oh, because you can play the games yourself. No.
Another DLC to not play.
No, it's curated mini games in the Animal Crossing universe. So no Puzzle League. It's all new stuff. It's
a sham.
It's all and there's an original game where they're chugging juice, and you've got to tap A and B really fast to chug the juice. That's just an idea that I've just had off the top of my head. A fresh original idea. There you have it. 3 pitches to bring back Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. But did you like Josh's Amiibo-based game, Animal Crossing Amiibo Life? A take on the traditional board game, The Game of Life. Travel around the board to pay off your debts. With a more interactive board, this evolution of the original game is developed by N-Cube and available for free on NSO, depending on whether or not you have an Amiibo to play the game. Or do you like John's Animal Crossing Let's Go to the Party, or Party Folk in the US, apparently. Why not? Get a procedurally generated map, or import your New Horizons island and place tiles down to play the game. Very similar in feel to Mario Party, this is minigame heavy, Animal Crossing theme, and is developed by ND Cube. Or do you like George's Festival Island, a paid DLC for New Horizons, which features heavy customization and lots of opportunity for other people to visit, spend their bells, and help you improve your surroundings. Developed internally, of course, as is paid DLC. Or do you have a better idea yourself? Let us know in the comments below. While you're there, if you've enjoyed the show, please do like and subscribe. It will help us to grow. If you're listening on a podcast, please rate and comment and follow us there. You can find us all over on BlueSky. I'll put the links in the description. We have a Patreon where we post bloopers. There's plenty from this episode if you want to check those out. And we have live records each month as well. You can join us for those. Vote on those over on the Patreon. Thank you very much for listening. And John, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me here.
Well, it's our show. Josh, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you for having me as well.
It's been a delight. Are you going to go check out any more pictures of Isabelle before?
I was not going to do that.
Boy, will I?
But if in the comments, let us know if you have downloaded the Curvy Isabelle mod.
Please don't do
for
that.
Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Just don't do it. You don't need it. No.
Releases tomorrow.
Oh god. Oh
As of
god.
the episode of this release.
What
And
have I
maybe
done?
the
One of
mod
the
will be up.
nightmares. One of the nightmares as a father is walking in on your child as they have the Curvy Isabelle mod.
I think this is the darkest. This is our first one of 2026, and it's the darkest ending we've ever had. Thank you very
brought
much
up
for
the
listening.
mod, George.
Don't even. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll. But for now, I'm genuinely flustered. For now, that's game over. Goodbye.